Hey guys, thanks for joining me. And if you like what you see, please subscribe.
Hello, peoples. Welcome to Sharp Ends. So today I have this convex grind taupe from Bark River Knives. It's got an Osage hand on it. I really love this knife. Put out a couple of videos about it. Absolutely awesome. It's to the point right now where it is, well, earlier this morning, it wasn't going cutting paper at all, and it was kind of dull. And I spent some time stropping it, and now it'll cut paper. But it's still not quite as razor sharp as I want it to be because I use this a lot for processing meat, and it is really nice when this particular blade shape and knife is like screaming sharp. So I'm going to try to get it screaming sharp. I don't need to do a full regrind on it. You'll notice I have it on my KME system, which is a fixed angle system. Works like a lot of the other fixed blade systems. So what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to start with an Arkansas stone. I'm going to skip the diamond stones entirely because I don't think that I need any of the diamond stones. And I'm just going to go straight to trying to polish it just a little bit down more to get it a little bit more razor sharp. So I've got my Arkansas stone. Now, usually when you're sharpening or touching up a blade on a KME system, you use this straight liner here. But because of the convex, because the blade shape is curved around to the tip like this, if you do a straight blade, it's not going to take into account the curvature of that blade, and you're going to take off the shoulder, which you don't want to do. So instead, I'm going to use this bent rod here. I don't know if you can tell if that's bent or not. See if I place it up next to this one. The main thing is that with this slightly bent rod that goes into the stone holder, or the into the yeah, I guess the stone holder, is that you want to make sure that it's curved the right direction. Right now it's bananaed up. I don't want that. I want this centered and bananaed straight down to follow the curve of the blade. And once I have that, I'm going to use this back nut here to tighten it down to make sure that I have it exactly where I want. I'm going to eyeball it and just make sure that it's totally perpendicular or parallel to the plane. I don't know, geometry is not my strong suit. But yeah, so that the stone should be in one direction. And then I'm going to put this here and here, and I'm going to take it all the way to the top of the travel, or all the way down to the bottom of the travel. All right, so I'm going to take off these spacers here off of this rod here. What they do is they help me set the travel so the stone doesn't skip off the blade either direction and potentially damage it. So I need one here at the beginning, and then I'm going to put this in and to the fixed blade part, and then I'm going to take this all the way to the end of its travel here, or the upwards part of its travel, and then I'm going to bring it all the way down to the bottom and put this other stopper on here where I want it to stop. I want it to stop right around there. Doesn't have to be perfect, just has to be close. Make sure that it's not going to keep me from involuntarily skipping off the stone. And then I'm going to check this angle one more time and make sure that I'm flat. I don't think I am quite flat, or I don't think the rod is in quite the right position. I'm just going to loosen it a little bit and get it to where I think it's perfect. That's too much that way, that's too much that way, right around there. And then tighten this up here, this collar, choke bolt. Great. And then now I need to find the angle. So to find the angle for this, I'm going to do 3 little lines here that will follow the convex curve. And I'm not going to mark up the whole blade and gunk up my stone. I need some mineral spirits on this stone to help here. I'm just putting a drop on here, rubbing it over the stone. I'll give it a little lubrication. All right. Sorry if I didn't do that on camera. And now I'm going to check the angle and see where I'm at here. So I'll do this mid one. And checking each line. And it actually needs to go up just a skosh. So the way that I put this in the clamp is basically the line between the start of the blade and the end of the blade. I made that parallel, and then I try to get it in the middle of the blade. And I think I did a pretty good job of that. I just eyeballed it. It's something that you kind of learn to do. When I first was using the KME, it took me a minute to figure that out. Still needs to go up just a skosh. So the angle on this is obviously going to be higher than you usually would use on a blade that is any other kind of ground other than a convex, because you're kind of going over the top. Do you know what I mean? Of the curve of the blade. So what I'm really looking at is just the point right here. I'm going to go ahead and clean off that oil there, and I'm going to put some more marks on here, or continue these marks one more time, just to see if I've truly found the angle I want. What I'm looking for is for the very tip of the Sharpie marker to be removed by this stone. That looks removed. That does not look removed. That does look removed. Interesting. Am I seeing that right? No, I think it's okay. All right, so now we're going to go to fast speed. I'm going to do this side until, I don't know what I'm going to do. Probably going to use this as if I would strop. Usually I would do this until I feel a burr on the other side, but given this is an Arkansas stone, I probably won't feel a burr. So I'm going to go until I feel like it's right, and then I'll tell you what I did. So going to warp speed. All right, so I did 8 on each side with this to start with. I'm going to go ahead and go 642. I also marked the holder, the clamp, where it is on with this blade. This will all come off with the alcohol. This is MagnaCut, if I didn't say before. I find MagnaCut sometimes harder to sharpen than I would like. Sometimes not. I'm not exactly sure about that. Is it the HRC? I feel like sometimes MagnaCut gives me more trouble than it should. So maybe I will, after I'm done with this, regret that I didn't start with maybe the 1500 stone, diamond stone, and went straight to the Arkansas. But we'll see. All right, back to warp speed. Okay, and we're back to the very last step on the Arkansas stone, which is I'm just going over it one more time. I went from 8 to 6, 8 on both sides, 6 to both sides, 5 to both sides, 4, 3, 2, 1, and now I'm doing the 1 to finish up. And then the next thing I'm going to do is use some leather strops, some kangaroo stones, as it were, which I'll show you here in a second. All right, So I'm going to just wipe this off with a thing, and I'm just going to feel it here to see, did I do a good job? That feels very sharp right now. Very, very sharp. So I think I did what I had intended. So now we just need to polish this up a little bit. So I'm going to take the Arkansas stone, sorry. And I'm going to next use the 4 micron. So you can do whatever you want with these. I have 2 of these. I know Cedric and Ada, he does a lot more. He goes through the micron division much more finely. I have a 4 micron strap and a 0.5 micron. That's going to be enough for me. So I'm going to put on the 0.4 micron kangaroo block. And now when I do this, I just want to go down. I don't want to go up at all, because then I will cut it. And you can see where I've skidded on some of these. So, and you don't need much pressure. I think a lot of people make the mistake of putting too much pressure. So I'm just lifting the stone up when I move it up, and I'm going down here. And I'll probably go ahead and do the same. I'll probably do 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, back to high speed. To go ahead and remove this off of here first. For the 0.5, I just did 6 runs, and then 4, and then 3, 2, 1. You're not getting much sharper with the 0.5 microns. All you're doing is polishing it, which will make it a little sharper, but I don't really need that polished or anything. And let's take a look, if we can focus in on here, on how that edge looks. Looking pretty good. A little shiny there. I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but looking good. All right, true test. Let's see if it will cut paper. Yeah. So that is much better than what it was doing. It's still right by the sharpening choil, not quite as sharp as I would like it, but the tip and the belly of the blade is as sharp as I want it. And the base isn't that bad. So that should be fine. So that is a much bigger improvement. And instead of having to go through the entire rigmarole of starting at 150 or the Beast or something like that and going all the way down, I was able just to bring it back to life with the Arkansas stone and the 2 kangaroo straps. You can do this for any blade if you catch it in time. If you let the knife go totally dull and you need to reprofile, well, then you're stuck doing a much longer job than what I just did. But if you can catch it in time and say, hey, you know what, if I just go ahead and do this now, it'll keep going almost indefinitely, really, as long as you do it early enough. So when you're sharpening a knife, just keep that in mind, okay? I think that's about it for today. I'll go ahead and, you know what else I'm going to do, and I'm going to do this off camera, but I'll go ahead and just tell you that I'm going to be doing it, is now that I've done this, I'm going to clean off the alcohol. I'm going to clean off the blade with alcohol, and then I am going to strop it again. I'm going to go ahead and take my stropper here, and I'm just going to strop it one more time. So yeah. All right, thanks guys, and I'll see you next time on Sharp Ends. If you want more information, you can find links below. And also, if you want to become a Patreon member, obviously, there is also a link for that below as well. Thanks so much. See you next time. Bye-bye now.